Okay, so our next project that we're going to be working on will be a trifold brochure. So I'm actually just going to go to the Printing Center USA website. I guess I'll go to this one. This is actually in Great Falls. I like using their account because they actually have some pretty good templates that I just gotten used to using them. And I actually order from these guys quite a bit. They have kind of a nifty little system for ordering from. And they're out of Great Falls, so I don't feel guilty ordering from them. So they have free templates that you can download on their site. You can get these from most places, but so let's just look at these templates that they have. And I will upload this into Brightspace so you guys have it. Let's see here. I don't think I went into the right link. Let's see, brochure template. 8.5 by 11, that's what we're going to be. We're just going to be using that size. We're going to do probably a trifold. They have all these different kinds. So this is just a half fold. So this is an 8.5 by 11 folded in half. This is a trifold. This is a Z fold. The Z fold is kind of just folded exactly like it sounds, like a Z. A trifold is actually folded in on itself. And then right angle, that one probably doesn't apply. These are different types of folds. They're a little bit more complicated, and they would be quite a bit smaller if it was an 8.5 by 11. But if you got an 11 by 17 folded this way, a lot of trail maps are right angle trifolds or double parallel folds. But anyway, we're going to do the trifold. So we'll click on this. And then I think I will download the PDF because of the trifold. So 8.5 by 11, that's going into my downloads. So this is one way of finding templates. I mean, Uprinting is also another place that I've gone to quite a few times. Oops, I spelled that wrong, but I don't know if they have trifold, Z-fold, gatefold, so they have a couple different types of folds, but well, anyway, Printing Center is a good place to go. I'm sure there's other places you can find templates. That's what I was going to show you, but let's just get started with this because you guys will have this template from me. I will provide you with this. So if we look up into our downloads, I can show you what this looks like. So this is the outside of the brochure. So if you want to make it a mailing piece, this is where the address would go. So this is the outside of the brochure, and then this is the inside of the brochure. So that's kind of the gist of it. Now you can't really, it doesn't really tell you like, oh, this is the front panel and this is the back panel, but the outside of the brochure is where you're going to have, this will be your front panel, and then this is the back panel. And I will actually show you a folded piece of paper that will kind of explain the brochure in better detail. Okay, so let's launch InDesign. Get that launched. This a little bit bigger. So if we do File, New, Document, we will make an 8.5 by 11. This is in picas for some reason, which is really annoying. Let's close out of this and then go to Indesign Preferences and Units and Increments and see what I'm in here. For some reason it's reverted back to picas, and I don't want that. If yours is doing that, you can easily fix it this way. Everything else should be good in here. Just push OK, and then let's try again. Maybe it'll be remedied. See, now it'll default to inches, which is good. We don't want to have facing pages checked. I'm going to stack these pages, and there'll be 2 pages because there's a front and back to this brochure. So we'll do 2 pages. We don't need to really worry about the margins. we want to put a bleed on this, so we'll just start with the top. We'll do 0.125, which is 1/8 of an inch. That's the standard size bleed. And then to fill in the bottom left and right, you just click on this little link. So yeah, this is all looking good. Yep. Okay, create. Oh, that does not look right. We want it to be this orientation, 11 inches wide and 8.5 tall. So that looks a little bit better. So let's bring in that first template. So we'll bring in the outside first, because the outside actually is the one that has the front panel and the back panel on it. So let's just bring this in. And this is kind of what it looks like. Oh, this isn't looking. Let me just kind of adjust this so that you guys can see my screen a little bit better. My computer's kind of being slow, but okay, so here we go. So we have the crop marks, they should line up. So when you line up your template, when you bring it in, you can push W to like get rid of your kind of the kind of extra crap so you can really see your design better. But with this template, you can see there's kind of like this red line, which is the safe zone. And then there's a blue line that actually symbolizes where the actual trim is going to take place. And you can see the crop mark there. If I bring this over, you can see the crop mark. So it's going to crop it here and here. So this is the actual size of the brochure here. And then this is the bleed line. So this should line up with your bleed. So if I try to get that blue line, so let's zoom in, and you can try to, it might not be a bad idea to go to Window, Display, where's that at? No, View, Display Performance, High Quality. I'm already on it, but, and then you can just kind of use the keyboard to try and line that up as best you can. That's looking pretty good. And then so this pink line is the safe zone. So if you have any text or anything that is really important, like a logo or text or an icon, I would not have it past this line because it's getting too close to the edge where it might actually end up getting partially trimmed off, and that's not going to look good. Plus, having anything that close to your edge is probably going to be a design flaw anyway because it's going to start to get a tension point there. And then your bleed with your colors and everything, or your images, should come all the way here or past that. So that when the printer goes to trim these, you can have your image or your color go all the way up to the edge, all the way up to the edge of the design. So that is the front page, and we can actually click on our rulers. If your rulers aren't showing up, you can go to View. I can hide my rulers, see how that made them disappear, or you can go to View and Show Rulers. So you can see from 0 to 11, so 11 inches wide, 0 to 8.5 inches tall. But we're going to actually drag out guides from the side here and try and line them up with that template that you got there, that we have here. Okay, that's one way of doing it. And we can just click on this template and do Command L to lock it down so it will just stay there. You can do Option Command L to unlock it. We can also, bring down the opacity on this if we wanted to. If you wanted to keep it there while you did your design. So Command L to lock. I don't know if that actually did it. Let's see. Nope, Command L. So now it's locked down. So that's the front page. This is the outside, I guess, is what it's called. But this will actually be the front page right here. And then Command C, Command V. And then this is the back page. And then this is kind of the little page that will be kind of folded in. So it's actually technically the second page that you see when you open up the brochure. And it's almost like sometimes you have to print these off to really get... I'm just trying to quickly kind of tell you guys, show you guys inside. So first you'll see the front, then you'll see this page, and then if you open it up, this will be the inside of it, and it'll all be one panel. So if I bring in that, I'm on page 2 right now, so you can also double click to get on page 1, double click to get on page 2, but we could do a file place and bring in the inside of the brochure, which is a little bit more straightforward. I mean, it's folded, but when you open it up, it's all going to be one big spread. So it's a little easier to design than the front page can be, because the front page is way more. If I push W, I can, because it's just a little, this is going to be the kind of a little bit easier to design for, but Command L, we can also drag those lines in, those guides in that are within Illustrator. And then you could even delete the template from there if you wanted to, if you didn't really want the template there anymore. So if I wanted to get rid of this, I could just delete it. And now I still have my guides, but you can't see it when you have the W turned on, so I might actually keep my template in there. And let's see, Command L to lock that down. Okay, so there's page 1 and page 2. So we got our pages set up, kind of tried to explain, which panel is where. This is the front panel, this is the back, and then that's the inside panel.